We are back at it here. Happy NFL Sunday. Back at Lock It In on the Rec Room Sports Podcast here. My name's Tanner Dawson. Joined with me, of course, is none other than Mr. Alan Perales that you saw yesterday. And Scott Cobe is here today to give his best player prop bets that he has. So excited for that.
Nurses had to stop a fight yesterday.
They did. They did. He was the guy out there probably shooting.
The shuffleboard games can get very nasty, let me tell you.
Did you drive down to New Jersey? Were you the one shooting at the drones? Is that you?
Tanner, you weren't supposed to say anything. They're in Massachusetts now, too.
Oh, gosh.
What the heck is going on? I agree with Johnny what he said on the chat. What the heck is going on?
Don't know, man. Don't know.
Maybe it's the government trying to keep track of it. I don't know.
So who's sports betting in this? Oh, that guy. See that guy right there?
Yeah, that guy in northern Massachusetts. God damn, we gotta get rid of him.
Lord of mercy here. All right, we'll get into it here. We got a good slate lined up here for this hour with you. And we'll get our records here on how we did in our lock-in bets at the end when we get to that segment. For parlays kind of all fell apart, but those are parlays, man. That's what it is. So
gotta love parlays, right?
They're supposed to be a long shot anyways, most of the time. So, but we got a great slate lined up here, and we got a lot of bets for you to talk about and see what we feel going into Sunday's NFL slate. So now remember, next week we got games on Saturday, so we'll be able to talk on Saturday football, NFL football, on top of everything else. So it's gonna be a fun one. So
yeah, well, unless you're me and have to work 3 straight Saturdays.
Unless you're Alan and you gotta work those holidays, baby.
Roger Goodell needs to start college football playoffs next Saturday. What the heck? Come on.
Well, he put the champs at noon on Saturday next week. So
that's probably why.
There's only one game on Saturday, isn't there? Or no, there's one game on Friday and there's 3 on Saturday.
Yeah. Like, don't we go to this weird?
There's 2 games on TBS for some reason, and then it's like the night game on ABC, which I believe is Notre Dame, Indiana.
Yeah,
is the night game.
That's Friday.
So NBC has the Chiefs, Houston, and then Fox gets Pittsburgh, Baltimore Saturday. So,
yeah,
it's wild.
The TBS games are are SMU, Penn State, and I want to say not Tennessee, Ohio State. That one's the night game.
Texas
Clemson. I believe is the first one. Actually, is Texas Clemson.
Huh. Interesting.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Tigers.
Lord, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it here. Let's hit up our first segment here. You guys all know it here. It's the upset alerts here. We're going to go through some NFL slate. If you guys have any hockey, NBA, or hell, even basketball or upcoming football games for the upset alerts. I know we talked about Memphis and West Virginia on the Tuesday slate here. But what do you guys got for upset alerts today? Give me a couple. What do you got here? Scott, we'll kick it off to you.
I don't know if it's an upset, but Dolphins plus 2.5 over the Texans. I think Houston is susceptible. Petrie is out for the year. He had surgery, so their secondary is in bad shape right now. And I think the Texans' vulnerability is crossers. And what does Tyreek do more than anybody else? Cross the field. Yeah. So I think Tyreek's going to have a huge day today. I think the Dolphins' offense is going to have a big day today. And C.J. Stroud, unless he cleans some stuff up over the bye, has struggled mightily. So, that may eliminate Mixon out of causing damage. I think they may have to throw a lot. So I like Miami today. I think Miami can win the game outright, and their playoff lives are on the line. So they have to win the game. It's one of the half the games. So I like them a lot today.
Sounds fair to me. Okay. Yeah. Alan, what do you got upset alert?
Sorry, Tanner. Your Chiefs today.
You're really thinking the Browns are coming after.
I really do think this. I feel like this has to be, if the horseshoe is still there.
There ain't no horseshoe
game that the horseshoe.
It's called Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, man.
This has to be the game that the horseshoe falls off. And if I'm a Kansas City fan, I'd rather lose now than lose in the playoffs.
No, so I don't want to lose now. We can solidify this thing up in 2 weeks. You get to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think both Pittsburgh and Buffalo are going to lose today. So I don't think it's going to matter if Kansas City loses.
No, it does matter because then you can solidify this thing up by Christmas, before Christmas. We want to solidify that 1 seed up. So we got to win.
But here's how you make the most.
Like I said yesterday, Kansas City has had trouble covering all year. So.
Oh yeah, no, we ain't covering.
If we get the Jameis Winston that we know we've gotten the last few weeks, I think Kansas City could get upset in Cleveland today.
But that's primetime Winston. Winston primetime is way better than Sunday during the day Winston.
I mean, we'll still get 30 for 30 at the very least. So.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we'll still throw 3 touchdowns.
I know Tanner knows this, but if you've bet the Chiefs this way, Chiefs money line against them on the spread, you've made a lot of money this year. I mean, a lot of money. So that would be the way I'd go. Browns plus 4.5, Chiefs on the money line. That's the way I would go today.
I can't believe we're talking Browns over here with that.
Yeah, well, I know, but
come on,
crazy.
I mean, we said that about the Chargers. We said that about. They do it just enough to win, and that's all you have to do in the NFL.
How about this, Tanner? To make you feel better, I think the Chargers are on upset alert at home today.
I agree. I agree
with that too.
I'll be right there with you guys on that one. Watch out.
I would have said the Raiders, but the Raiders have lost everybody on defense. They have nobody on defense right now. Max Crosby done for the year. So
yeah,
I don't
officially done.
The Raiders still have a team.
Yes, they do.
I thought they were all like Marshall and just up and left.
No, Drake London's gonna pick them apart tomorrow night. So I'll be happy to watch that. So.
Well, I got one upset game for you guys. It's really, we almost could consider it a long shot, even though we're not doing this segment today. But it's an upset alert. It's something to think about here. It's man, you guys are gonna hate me for this one, but the Jaguars beating the Jets.
We got Jaguars and
Jones beating the Jets. No Evan Ingram beating the Jets.
We got Jaguars, Browns, and Raiders talk this morning.
What's going on? Gosh.
Oh boy.
That's an upset alert there to watch for, guys. Yeah. Those are your 3 games here as we slowly talk into it. And I mean, you never know. It's the NFL, and we've seen crazier things. So but we'll hop into it here. We'll get to the next segment here, guys. It's player spotlight. All right. This ain't prop picks, right? We're not doing prop picks. We're just highlighting the player who makes the difference for the day for that team. So let me hear it, guys. Let me hear who a player is in your mind that makes a difference for their team today that we got to watch for. Scott, I'll let you kick it off.
Sorry, Alan, block your ears. It's Chuba Hubbard today.
Chuba.
Dallas's rush defense is not great, and now they've lost Obashan. And I think Chuba Hubbard gets 20 carries no matter what in games. I think they want to establish the run. I actually think Chuba Hubbard could get 125 yards today and 1 or 2 touchdowns. And he's going to make the difference for the Panthers today. And I think they're going to beat Dallas and knock Dallas completely out of the playoffs. So Chuba Hubbard would be my guy. Carolina's favorite for the first time in 34 games today, which is unbelievable. So I think it's a lot of Chuba. So
there we go. Robert already got it in there.
Yeah.
Alan, who's your player spotlight, man?
It's funny. I'm going the exact opposite of Scott. I'm saying Rico Dowdle against the Panthers defense.
How do we know this?
Because Dowdle's had over 100 rushing yards the last 2 weeks, and you're going up against the Carolina defense that's given up the most rushing yards in the NFL this year. If Dallas wants to win this game today against the Carolina team that's favored, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Keep the ball away from Bryce Young. Keep the ball away from Bryce Young and that Carolina offense. Run the ball, kill the clock. Do what you did last Monday against Cincinnati. Run the ball, kill the clock, play action. play to your strengths.
Okay.
And your strength right now, as far as the last 2 weeks, has been Rico Dowdle. So I'll go Rico.
Well, I'm not going to stick with that matchup of you two, talking about Cowboys and Panthers. So, but we're going to go after one other guy here, Calvin Austin III, for Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. Huge opportunity today. He's already been part of that offense, as you've seen the last few weeks here. No George Pickens, and I think he has something to prove here going against an actual good secondary of Philadelphia. He has to get the ball in his hands and make his plays that he's been doing. So I think Calvin Austin III is a guy to watch, spotlight throughout the game today. Or throughout the day today. So it's gonna be a wild matchup there in Philly today. So look for that to be crazy. So speaking of which, our next segment, guys, halftime live bet. So we get to halftime, right? Maybe at the noon slate, 3 p.m. slate. So, what games specifically are we waiting till halftime to bet in this matter? So, like, what games at halftime are you popping in to check the score and check to see where the lines are?
Bills Lions, because that could either be a really offensive shootout, or it could be a defensive struggle, depending on what type of game we get from those two teams. It is in Detroit, so Detroit has the home crown behind them, but Josh Allen has been a monster the last few weeks. So that would be one I would say that, maybe don't bet it right away, but if they're leaning a certain way at halftime, maybe throw a little bit on.
Okay. Scott.
I'll say Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Philadelphia in the first quarter has been abysmal. They've started out. So I think what we've seen from the Eagles all year long is they don't get going until second half of games. So I would wait till halftime, see what's going on in that game, and then I would make a bet there. If Philadelphia's down, they're throwing to A.J. Brown in the second half constantly.
Yep.
So that'd probably be one of the games. Buffalo, Detroit's a great pick too. I would look at that game as well. So
let me give you one crazy game that I'm going to be looking forward to as I watch the noon hour. Kansas City Chiefs Browns at halftime. If the Chiefs are up by 2 scores at halftime, I'm betting the Browns plus spread, and because it's probably gonna be like a +6 or +7, and I'm just betting the spread because we've blown 3 consecutive games after leading 2+ scores at halftime. Immediately in the third quarter. So, yeah, I'll be looking at that Brown spread here at halftime if we are up by a couple of scores, because I guarantee you it's going to be a pretty number and it's worth putting some money down. So that's the game I'm looking at to do this here. So, man, that's just wild. These halftime live bets, I tell you. All right, guys, it's time for the fun here. It's the parlay party. It's parlay party, guys, where we give you one parlay, 3 to 5 teams, where we just have a little fun with it. Now, yesterday, I only covered, I think, 5. And Alan, you got the Navy. I think Kentucky. Did Kentucky win? I didn't check that.
I can look that up real quick.
Can't remember Kentucky.
I'll go back.
Take care of business or not. Let's see here.
Where
there it goes. 93-85. They did cover the 10.5 there. Oklahoma covered. UConn
77-71. They won.
Yeah, they covered. Did Finn Balor win?
No, he did not. That was the one on my list.
So he was one short. It's always one damn.
It was cool. It was.
Hold on. You picked Finn Balor to win that match last night? Really?
Mm-hmm. I thought he was going to win. He almost did there at the end there, Scott. He almost did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought, and Sam and I talked about this Friday. It would have been a perfect opportunity to, with a triple threat, you can have Finn pin Damian and not have Gunther be involved. So
Tanner, this is the guy in the wrestling show that wants to get rid of the Judgment Day, and he picked the Judgment Day member. Unbelievable.
Who would have thought your WWE pick?
Of course, the talk of the night had to be KO hitting that package pile driver on Cody last night. So.
And then almost getting beaten down by Triple H, who can't wrestle anymore. That's the other thing. Jeez.
Oh, my Lord.
I digress, though.
But yeah, congratulations to Chelsea Green, by the way, winning the first Women's United States Championship.
Who would have thought the first Rec Room show and Alan loses a parlay by picking Finn Balor? Who would have
thought, huh? I got everything else right, though.
Oh, God. Okay. Right. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I went with my gut, man. That's how you do these things. You go with your gut.
This parlay party is across all sports for today. You can even include Monday night stuff into it here. So let's get our parlay party going here today. Alan, you want to kick us off? Parlay party?
Go ahead.
I'm going to go college basketball to start. I'm going to go Iowa State minus 34.5 over Omaha. Iowa State is really, really good this year. So Omaha doesn't stand a chance. Let's be honest. They're going to get boat raced at halftime. So give me Iowa State in that regard. I know that's a big number, but still. Going into the NFL. One thing I will say, I'm going to take Philadelphia minus 5.5 against Pittsburgh. The Steelers have not won in Philadelphia since 1965. It has been that long since Pittsburgh has gone into Philadelphia and won a football game. I don't think it's going to start today. So give me Philadelphia at home. I like the Dolphins plus 2.5 at Houston. I like the Broncos minus 4.5 at home today against the Colts. And then the last one, I'll take Tampa Bay plus 3 against the Chargers.
Miami minus or plus 2.5.
Yep.
What was your other? Sorry, 2.
Last one, Tampa Bay plus 3.
Tampa Bay plus 3. All right. Not bad slate there. So, okay, all right, Scott, I'll let you be up, man.
Okay, I got 4. First, we'll go NBA. Washington Wizards plus 17.5 over the Celtics. Tatum is banged up. I don't know how much the Celtics will be. I think they'll win the game. 17.5 is an awful big number to cover in the NBA, especially a 6 o'clock Sunday night game in Washington, where you might not be at your best. So Wizards plus 17.5. These are all first half bets in the NFL. Packers money line, first half. Seattle is 1-6 at home in first halves.
Ooh.
So the Packers on the money line would be the way to go just in the first half alone. Second first half bet. Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins over 23.5 in the first half. Houston's 11-2 against the spread in the first half. So that's over 23.5. They're 11-2 total, not against the spread, total in the first half, over. Third bet, Carolina Panthers 11-1 over in the first half. Carolina Dallas over 21.5 in the first half. Those are my 4 for the parlay.
I don't mind those at all.
Bet them. So I've already bet that parlay. So I had a bonus bet of $9, so I stuck those on.
Throw it on.
I think it's in the plus 600s, plus a 25% boost would bring it up to plus 8 something. So that's a good amount of change if you get a bonus bet or something going.
Yeah.
So.
No, that makes sense. Cool. All right. Let's hop into mine here. I got one college basketball bet here to throw in the parlay. I got San Francisco versus Loyola. We're going to go San Francisco minus 3.5 in that game. There, San Francisco playing good ball. So is Loyola, but I think San Francisco is a little better. So we're going San Francisco there. Next up here, we're going Dolphins money line. So I think they just win in the Dome, and Houston's a false team in my eyes. So that's for sure. Cincinnati minus 6 versus Tennessee. Tennessee can't score to save their lives most games. So I'm going to go against a bad defense. So you might take the over, but I ain't worried about it. Ain't too worried about that one there. Next up here, we are going Washington Commanders minus 7.5. I think they cover big against New Orleans. And who's the quarterback today for New Orleans?
Jake Haener.
Haener's first game. Yep.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
The same guy the same guy that ran a tush push on 3rd and 20.
And I haven't heard this brought up all week with this game. Jaden Daniels is going home to where he played college.
Yes.
So that'll give him a little extra oomph in the game today. And he's 100% healthy. Ribs are healed, everything. So Washington.
And like I said, basically if Washington wins today and Dallas loses, they're out.
Yeah, Washington will get 6 or 7.
Washington has even more extra incentive because I think they have the afternoon game, right? Or they have the noon game.
No, early game.
Early game.
Yeah. So yeah, they'll probably be keeping an eye on that. Because if Carolina beats Dallas and they win in New Orleans, they can knock the Cowboys out of the playoffs.
So my final pick here is KC minus 3.5 first half spread. So we ain't trusting these guys to cover a damn game, but we're gonna trust them to cover the first half like they've been doing. So that's our parlay party, guys, today. Run with it if you want. I don't care. It's up to you in the end here. I got a $5 parlay. Robert Wardle, welcome in. You got a $5 parlay. Henry, Kelsey, McLaurin, Chase, Mixon, Barkley, St. Brown, Addison, and Bijan all to score a TD. Holy cow. I don't mind all those players scoring TDs.
I don't either. Kelsey might be the only one that I would question, but it's not a big question. I like them all.
Yeah.
The Giants are going to make a lot of business decisions today when Derrick Henry is running at them. So I'm just telling you now. He could have 2, to be honest with you today.
He really could.
Yeah.
He said my favorite is I got $5 for the over in the Saints game, the under for the Chiefs. I like that. Under for the Bengals, Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Eagles, Broncos, Cardinals, Vikings, and Raiders. Oh man, you got under all those games. I like it. Raiders for 6,000K. That's a parlay party right there, man. If I've ever seen one.
The Cowboys game is the only one that could shoot out today in that. Well, Texans Dolphins too. That's another game that could shoot out.
Good
those games. Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens there. Both those, we've seen those both offenses go cold, and to help out on the Green Bay and Hawks. The Hawks game, yeah. Green Bay's not won in Seattle since 2008. Seattle is 6-2 at Green Bay at home. Oh my Lord! I didn't realize they had that much bad luck there in Seattle. That's crazy. Robert out here throwing stats and all this good stuff today. Appreciate you. All right, let's hop into Scott's favorite time. It's prop picks of the day for the NFL season. Here's NFL slate. Mr. Scott, break it down. What do we got here? Name me a few prop picks today.
All right, let's go Buffalo, Detroit, because I'm invested in that game heavily today. Khalil Shakir, his over-under is 54.5 receiving yards. Detroit against number 1 receivers gives up 89.5. Amari Cooper's not the number 1 in Buffalo. It's Khalil Shakir. He's 54.5. He could get this on 2 catches from Josh Allen. So I like Khalil Shakir over 54.5 receiving yards. Same game, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He hasn't been the dominant receiver that we saw last year, but Buffalo gives up 90 yards to number 1 receivers. If you watched the game last week, Puka Nacua just went completely berserk last week. His prop's only 67.5 receiving yards. I go over on that. I think Amon-Ra is going to have a big day today. I think Detroit's going to need to throw the ball a lot to stay with Buffalo and to win that game. Third one, Chase Brown. His receiving yards prop is at 29.5. I went over because he's been averaging somewhere in the 40s. And if you know Joe Burrow, he doesn't mind dumping down to the running backs. And Chase Brown can break a couple tackles against the Titans and get that in 1 catch. So I like that one. And the last one, Josh Allen, over 44.5 rushing yards. Detroit struggles against mobile quarterbacks. If you go back the last 3 or 4 years, Justin Fields was getting over 100 yards against them. any mobile quarterback has gotten at least 40 yards rushing against them. Dan Campbell's weakness on defense is mobile quarterbacks, and Josh Allen's going to run the ball. I think Buffalo needs to win the game today.
I think they do too.
If they lose 2 straight, they're going to be in serious trouble for even getting the 2 seed, because Pittsburgh or Baltimore, Pittsburgh especially, will be on their heels.
Yep.
So, and especially if Pittsburgh beats Philly today, Pittsburgh might take over the 2 seed if Buffalo loses. So they got to have the game today. So I think Josh Allen's going to put on his Superman cape again and do everything he can to win the game. So
all right. Love the prop bets there. Prop picks of the day, guys. Alan, do you have any prop picks of the day you would like to share out?
I got a couple. Nico Collins over on receptions. I think they're going to try to feed him the ball a lot today. Miami does do well against the run defensively. They have done well in certain spots. Plus, with how fast they're going to be scoring today, Houston's going to try to air it out. So I would expect Nico to get over on receptions today.
That's over 6.5.
Yeah, I think he's going over that for sure. Let's see what else. Derrick Henry over first half rushing yards. Like Scott said, the Giants are going to be making a lot of business decisions today. So Derrick Henry might break 100 in the first half if that's the case. So I'll go over on that.
That's 99.5 right now. You could still get.
It's possible. First half, 99 in the first half.
Wait, first half. My bad. I didn't know you said first half. I'll find the number there for the first half.
I think it's 53.
He's definitely getting that. He's definitely getting that in the first half.
Got it. Okay.
And then Mike Evans over receiving yards today. Chargers do, while they have a good secondary and are good in the red zone, between the 20s, they give up a lot of yards. And I think Mike Evans, who's 400 yards away from having another 1,000-yard season, even with the time that he's missed, I think he could have a big day, especially if Tampa wants to keep the lead in that NFC South. So,
okay,
he'd be in the Jerry Rice category if he goes over 1,000 this year.
He really would,
and that's saying something for a guy to be in Jerry Rice's name. So,
right, and he's been hurt.
And every how about this? How about over rush attempts for Jordan Love tonight in Seattle? I think you're going to see Jordan Love kind of run it a little bit more than he's used to. I know you have Josh Jacobs there, but I would like to see Jordan Love run it a few more times to kind of keep that Seahawks defense off balance. So
let's see here. Rush attempts 2.5.
Yeah, I think you could do that.
And I did mention 68.5 receiving yards over for Mike Evans. So,
and don't forget quarterback kneel downs are rushing attempts too.
Yes.
So Green Bay takes 2 knees at the end of the game. He only needs to run 1 time during the game. So,
you guys nailed a lot of props already here. I'll just throw out a couple extra for you guys out there here. I'm going. Where is he? I just had him. I was looking up Allen's numbers and I lost half my guys. But it doesn't matter. We're going Chase, Jamar Chase over. I think it's 99. What is it here? Jamar Chase over 89.5. 89.5 receiving yards. Easy. I think he gets there. I also think he gets a touchdown as well. I'm pretty heavily invested into that duo there. That's starting to come into play here. I mean, that's hell of a duo that they've been doing here. And I'm just trying to think of one more good one here. You know what? For the hell of it, we're going Noah Gray, anytime TD as well today. Big guy that they've been targeting in the end zone lately. He's also been open on a lot of plays. Really upcoming there on the tight end side of the Chiefs. So we're going Noah Gray anytime TD, and that's our prop picks of the day, guys.
I'll give you two quick bonus ones. Adam Thielen, he's only at 50.5 receiving yards. I would go over that He's been great, Bryce Young. And this is not official, but Drake London, if Hobbs for the Raiders is out tomorrow night, which he's leaning to being out, London could have the breakout games tomorrow night for the Falcons.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
yeah, his prop is only in the high 60s, low 70s. He could get over 100. You can ladder that up to 100 because I think he's going to get over 100 tomorrow night. So,
okay, cool. All right, now it's our favorite time. We got to lock it in, guys. Lock it in our bets here. These are the locks. These are the locks of the day, right? Let's try to keep it to 3-ish, 4-ish. No more around that mark here. These are the locks that you tell them, hey, you're going to win these games here. Just a little recap from yesterday. We did finish 5-5 total, especially with wow, I am forgetting Eric Norton's bets here with his hockey picks here. I don't see any new picks yet from him today, but keep an eye. Go follow him at Norton's Bets with a Z after each one there. Great hockey print. He went 3-1 yesterday in the hockey bets. So, and I did tail that. So that was some nice dubs there. We went 2-2 in the college basketball world there. And then also 0-2 so far in the NCAA football world. Shocker. Bowl season, all that crap. Army-Navy game. Yeah. So 5-5 here for the day. Now we do have some bets out there already for the NFL slate. Allen already threw out yesterday to get your money in on the Ravens -16.5 and the Denver -4.5 right now. So those are out there. You got all our prop bets already, guys. And then we also have, just so everybody knows, we have Notre Dame money line next Friday out there, and we have Memphis -4.5 on Tuesday out there as well. So what we got here, we got some lock it in bets here. Alan, I'll let you start, man. What do you got, man? What do you got for lock it in today?
Philadelphia at home -5.5 against Pittsburgh. Again, Pittsburgh has not won in Philadelphia since 1965, and I think if it's a close game at halftime, I think Philly's going to run away with it in the second half. So,
okay,
give me that one. I said it earlier. Tampa Bay +3 against the Chargers at home. I like Tampa a lot in that matchup.
Wait, Tampa Bay what?
Tampa Bay +3.
+3. Got it.
Does it have to be for just today? Because I kind of want to do an NBA one.
Throw an NBA one in, dude. Throw it.
Screw it. I'll be a homer. OKC -4.5 over Milwaukee to win the NBA Cup.
And what day is that on?
That is Tuesday, I believe.
17th. All right.
This is the only NBA game on in Milwaukee in OKC for the NBA Cup.
All right. You got that in. All right. Is that it? We good? Those three? All right. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Philly -5.5, Tampa Bay +3. And then on Tuesday, OKC winning the E-Cup at -4.5.
It'd be like the Lakers. We'll finally hang a banner.
yeah, what did that NBA Cup do for the Lakers last year?
Hey, at least an actual competitive team might win it this time. So that's
I don't want Milwaukee winning it. So I hope OKC
I don't either.
wins.
I think I hope OKC wins it. So all right, Scott, you're up here, man. What's your lock it in bets today?
All right, none are today's games.
Okay.
We're going both Monday night games tomorrow night. Give me the Vikings -6.5 over the Bears. The Bears took them to overtime last time, but they needed an onside kick, basically a Hail Mary, 33-yard pass from Williams to I think it was Dunze. So Minnesota beat them up pretty good. Bears were lucky to get that game to overtime, and they lost. So Minnesota -6.5 at home. Caleb Williams is struggling a lot right now, so I like that one. Atlanta Falcons -5.5. The Raiders don't have anybody on defense. Max Crosby gone for the year now. Their secondary is brutal. I think Kirk Cousins can take advantage of it, even though he hasn't been any good the last 4 weeks. So I like Atlanta -5.5. They have to have the game tomorrow night. So I think they're just going to pour it on tomorrow night to the Raiders. My third game is a college football bowl game on Wednesday night. I'm going Cal -1 over UNLV.
What?
And the reason I'm doing that is I heard a professional bettor saying that anytime you get an interim coach and you got some players that have left the program to enter the portal and are not playing in the game, there's a lot of craziness going on in the program.
Okay.
So this spread has gone from 1 to 5 back to 1 again. So bettors don't even know what to do with it. So I'm taking Cal -1. I think Cal's going to win the game outright. Money line there -115. So I would even look at that too. I probably would look at that rather than the -1. So those are my 3 lock-it-ins.
I don't mind those at all, guys. I mean, you took a lot of good ones already, but I'm sure I could find a little more.
Hey, Tanner, James Madison's there too,
Yeah, I don't trust them, dude. I'd rather not.
If you watch the show, you know.
You know, man.
You know.
You know what? I'm gonna steal a little bit from my parlay guys, individual bets as well here. We're going Miami money line today. I think they take care of business there in Houston. I'm going Cincy -6 as well as a lock it in bet here. And man, do I wanna see what's out here? Hey no, I'm curious here. I'll throw it in here because they also played yesterday here. Ooh, I could do 2. Do I want to do 2? Yep, we're doing the 1 here. Hockey bet here. We're going to Islanders -1.5 on the puck line versus Chicago Blackhawks here. Blackhawks played yesterday. Islanders took care of business too. So I like that one here on a back-to-back day for Chicago in that place. So that's what I have as well for bets here. Ain't gonna get too crazy with college bowl game stuff. I'm keeping an eye on this Western Kentucky James Madison line here because I think that one's very interesting to bet come Wednesday. So
nobody wants to play on me either. That's the other thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What's the prop on Patrick? He might be a sneaky bet this week. He has this. Oh yeah, let's take a look here. I'll pop up Tim Patrick real quick here.
Tim Patrick could be a good play.
Tim Patrick. Let's see here. Tim Patrick here popping up. His receiving yards is only 27.5 for over under for 29.5. So I like the over on that one. I don't mind it. The receptions is 2.5 as well. So that could be a nice sneaky pick there. Of betting the overs.
Another one in that game, Robert. Jameson Williams, longest reception, over under 22.5 yards. I'd go over.
I like that over.
Yeah. I think they're going to hit one deep to Jameson Williams today. So,
Robert Wardell has locks at Seattle +2.5, Bengals -5, and Chiefs -4.
Poor Sam. Poor Sam's getting destroyed on the show. I do, Alan, block your ears again. I do like Texas to cover the spread against Clemson. I don't think Clemson's very good.
I'm tracking that, Robert. I'm tracking your guest picks here. Man, I'm tracking them. I'm going to judge you come next weekend, so you're watch out. All fun and games.
I would like to apologize to all the fantasy owners who had Cooper Kupp this week and got zilch.
Yeah, that'd be me, by the way, in the LTS league. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, Cooper.
My Lord, guys.
And then, of course, Debo, the same. Those who had Debo.
Yeah.
So let's
Alan, why you got to bring up bad news?
So let's talk real quick here before we get out of here, guys. Just a couple small stuff here, right? Let's talk about some bowl games coming in this week here that we can just make a quick chat on. Nothing elaborate here. We already talked on yesterday's show about Memphis and West Virginia. I like Memphis here. A lot of changes there in West Virginia. I think the 2.5 or 4.5 is a perfect line, and I think Memphis probably take care of business. They've been really hot this year. So, but Wednesday's game we touched on a little bit yesterday. Western Kentucky and James Madison. Right now, it's a -7 favorite for James Madison. We've seen James Madison go against teams that have offenses and struggle. Right? I ain't gonna say West Kentucky has defense, but they can put up points. And they've been nice to bet with this year as well, I will say. Them and Jacksonville State. So, any thoughts here so far? Anything new, Alan, on this game? Scott, anything on your side from a thought process on this game?
I don't like Western Kentucky. I think that they showed against Jacksonville State that any team that brings defensive pressure, they're just gonna melt offensively. And I think they peaked earlier in the year, and I think they're on this downward trajectory right now.
I don't know, man. I bet them late before the Jacksonville State game. We won Liberty. They beat Liberty. They beat a couple guys where they were not favored, and they took care of business. So,
yeah, I mean, I can see both sides, but I just, when you lose your conference championship game 52-12, I know Jacksonville State's really good, but
it was also a back-to-back playing Jacksonville State too. So,
true, very true. Very true.
Coaching makes a whole difference in that aspect.
yeah, and Rich Rod didn't know he was leaving at the time. I don't think so.
Correct.
So that it could be a different story with that game, but I would. We've been on James Madison all year long, though. I would just hate to go away from them and then they just bury them. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Speaking of Rich Rodriguez, that's a reason why I like Memphis against West Virginia. New coaching staff coming in. Memphis is a top 25 team. They finished out great to finish the year. Get one more little exclamation point before season's end. And with the new staff coming into West Virginia, it's going to be a little bit of a change. So I like Memphis in that regard.
It's still the old staff coaching this game, right? Outside of the coach. Right?
Yeah,
they're not doing the new. They're not bringing the new staff for the game, right?
No, they're not bringing a new staff for the game.
Yeah,
but I think some of the players have. No, I don't think any of the players are left for the portal. So that would be the one exception to the rule I just gave out a little while ago. Okay. Is if players aren't in the portal and the coaching staff is basically intact, then I would say that they're going to win the game. West Virginia, they're going to win the game. So,
okay. I like it. Any thoughts on this James Madison game, Alan?
I like James Madison too. Western Kentucky has not really proven to me that they can
hang
with this team. So this kind of a team. So,
okay. Scott already talked about California and UNLV guys. -1 here now. What's the 5 back to 1? I mean, I guess I think you're right. I think you're right on this one here. It's unfortunately it is what it is there for UNLV after such a great season. But yeah, I think you're right on this one. I think California probably does take it in the end there because they played a lot of teams pretty solidly as well this year. So. Yeah. Thursday's game, we got Georgia Southern and Sam Houston. This is only a -6 for Georgia Southern. At one time was first place of that of the league with James Madison after beating them, but has come down from their pedestal pretty quickly. So, what's our thoughts here? Any betting here on this aspect? Over under is 48.5.
I would say take the over because I think this could be one of the more fun bowl games to watch. Between these two teams, so I would take the over.
I like the over in that too. I think that's a pretty safe bet here. Just trying to find. There was some news I thought on this game too. Maybe it's not on this one. Maybe it's on my little TS. I'll find it here. Anyways, I thought there was some news here about some kids not playing, but maybe it wasn't this game here. So we'll have to keep an eye there for sure. I kind of lean towards the Sam Houston State in this one just because they do like to dictate their own kind of ball game here, and I'm not fully confident in Georgia Southern, but what to see. What to see on this one here. Friday, we have a good round here. Jacksonville State going against Ohio. At 11 a.m., we have Tulane on Florida at 2:30. In Indiana, Notre Dame at 7 o'clock. First game of the playoffs here. I thought it was interesting, too, that Tulane lost their QB course, before bowl time. So I think that's a huge hit to Tulane. So I like Florida now a lot more than anything. And I mean, it's minus 14. So obviously the books like Florida a lot more going into the game here. Any thoughts on that Tulane game?
So Tulane's gone from hosting the conference championship game to having to go to Army to losing their quarterback, and now they're playing Florida. Yeah. I don't give Tulane much of a chance at all to win the game.
Not to mention Florida is really hot right now. They've knocked off two or three top 25 teams in a row here at the end of the season to even get into this bowl game situation. You know, say what you want about what they're doing in Florida. They look pretty good here in the second half of the season. So, I've got to give it to Florida if that's the case. So,
I don't know about you guys.
Tulane could put up a fight, but I think Florida's just going to be too much for them.
Yeah, I think Florida will be way too much for these guys here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm leaning towards Jacksonville State on versus Ohio on that Friday game.
No respect from Vegas, I don't think.
Plus 3.5, plus 136. Oh man, I'm definitely
no respect from Vegas.
Jacksonville State's plus 3.5. That's the
plus 3.5 plus 136 on the money line.
That's the Rich Rodriguez departure. That's all that is.
That's all it is.
Yep.
I still don't mind them. I know they lost their head coach. I still don't mind them. I don't unless I hear news, unless I see news of somebody leaving or sitting out or whatever. I'm leaning towards Jacksonville State in this game.
Mm-hmm. I think it would have already happened if it was going to happen. So that's what I think. So I think Jacksonville State's intact with their talent. So
I love it. I'm excited for that here. Guys, first playoff game, CFP ball game going in Friday night here, Indiana, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, we've seen this team kill teams. We've also seen this team keep other teams in the ball game late, a.k.a. USC for some freaking reason.
Northern Illinois.
Hey, that was early, man. That was early. Since that Northern Illinois loss, they have just murdered people.
They haven't lost since that Northern Illinois game, and their average margin of victory is 30 points. I love Notre Dame against Indiana. Notre Dame's going to.
I do too. Indiana played one great team?
I will say this: I'll take Notre Dame money line, but I think Indiana is going to cover because they want to prove that they belong in this playoff.
Well, if they want to prove they belong in this playoff,
and if there's one team that I think got lucky that they're going to the South Bend, Indiana, it's Indiana because they can handle the cold weather.
Yeah, that's true. That's true on that one. It's 7.5 right now. If this
was like Tennessee or SMU or one of those teams, I would have definitely hammered Notre Dame because none of those teams would be ready to play in the cold weather in South Bend. But I think Indiana can handle it and keep it a low score game.
I'm taking the 7.5 on Notre Dame.
Absolutely,
big time. I think they destroy them.
It's who you've played during the season. Who has Indiana played other than Ohio State? Nobody.
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Yeah. So
it certainly gets them.
And the preview next week, people better be hammering Tennessee because if Ohio State struggles in the first quarter, they're going to hear boos and they're going to get tight. So, and Tennessee's got
there are two things. One, they're already telling people not to sell their tickets to Tennessee fans. And two, I don't know if you've heard it. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. The rule now legislated by the Ohio government where they can't plant the flag or else it's a felony.
I don't think Tennessee would do something like that.
It's being proposed, which that's still stupid. That's still stupid, though.
Oh, it's just a butthurt Ohio State person. So, butthurt Buckeye. So, no, it should be a fun slate of college football yet this week here, for sure. Here,
by the way, speaking of awards, congratulations, Travis Hunter, for winning the Heisman.
Yeah.
And which was the closest Heisman race since 2007, I think is what they said.
It was 7, that's what they said.
So a lot of people voted in both ways. I think those are the only two players you could have actually voted for and made sense. And as much as I would have loved to have Ashton Jeanty win that award,
I really did want him to. I really did.
People are got to make the point. It's the best college football player. If it was MVP, it's Estagenti.
He didn't necessarily lead the league in any position, but it's just because he was two-way. So
the fact that he makes an impact on both sides of the ball for that Colorado team is, again, it's like what Charles Woodson was at Michigan.
I mean,
an impact player both ways.
He's the Josh Allen of the college football slate. So you don't have to necessarily lead in any stat category. You just have to look really good. So, Josh Allen? Oh, my bad.
I was going to say he's going to look good in New York blue next year, isn't he? Or that Patriot blue.
No, New York won't take him. New York's going to take a quarterback. The Giants are taking a quarterback. If he's going anywhere, it's to New England.
Yeah, the projected first two picks are Sanders and Cam Ward, quarterbacks.
Yeah. Cam Ward? Get out of here.
So Shador's projected to go to Vegas, and Cam Ward's projected to go to the Giants.
The Giants are going to be looking for a quarterback in 3 years again because Cam Ward's not an NFL quarterback.
Hey, Robert, I got you, buddy. I got you down, man.
I like that too.
I will say this: out of this year's class of quarterbacks, the one I like that's not getting talked about as much is Grant Nussmeier in LSU.
I like him.
I like what Nussmeier's doing.
But I'm going to tell you this: this is going to be a quarterback class of busts. I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them. It's a bad year for quarterbacks.
Well, we said that last year, and look what happened. So,
that's a trade for Aaron.
Not necessarily that. I guess outside of a couple, right? So, I don't know, man. Come draft time.
No, Scott, he's going to go to the Vikings next year. Aaron Rodgers is going to the Vikings next year. It has to complete the Trinity.
Follow the process. I'll talk more draft stuff after the Super Bowl in February, guys. So, that's just normally when I start talking.
Come on, Ashton Genty. Come on, Ashton.
Listen, we got plenty of time before the draft. There's still 4 weeks left.
And we'll have some draft talk. I mean, we'll be talking about projections and see where the bets lie as well when it comes down. So don't you worry about that.
Well, what we did last year, I'm throwing this out there now. What we did when we had our NFC East show last year was we did an actual mock draft. We had our 4 guys, and we each had 8 picks, and we just picked the entire first round. So if your guys are up for that, if we could find a 4th man, I'll take down
the Cowboys. I want the Cowboys.
I don't know. This is the appropriate show for that. To be honest with you, unless we're
maybe not this show, but I'm just throwing it out there for future reference.
Yeah, we'll have another show we can do some fun stuff on. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back here next Saturday. Alan might not be on. I'll be on.
Scott. I'll be here.
Scott, be here. Right.
I mean, if you go at 9:30, I'll be able to hop on for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
College football playoff.
Hey, we got college football playoff. We'll have NFL slate going on Saturday as well. Plus college basketball, NHL, and, all the sports outside of baseball going on. So it should be. We'll have a great show there lined up here.
To all the South Carolina fans watching, I'm sorry, but go Tigers.
Go Tigers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting out of here. We'll catch you guys next week here. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, of course, here, and we'll check you out. See you guys.
Bye.